All three of these bikes, the Trek, the Canyon, and the YT, have restrictors in the headsets. And those restrictors are intended to keep the forks from spinning around all the way and perhaps damaging the frame if they were to hit the frame. However, with one of these bikes, the YT, that restrictor in that headset caused a problem. Thank you for all of those who subscribed over the last couple of months. It really gets me motivated about creating more of these videos and exploring and sharing some of the things I've learned. My name is Patrick, and I produce these videos to explore things about mountain biking, whether it be riding, the trails, or the parts and pieces of the bike and the bikes themselves. Today's video, I'm going to focus on the headset for the YT decoy that I have. When I purchased this bike, I really didn't think much about some of the smaller components, like the headsets that come with the bike that are chosen by YT. I've never really thought about headsets before, ever. However, headsets are important, and they can cause problems with the bike, sometimes right from the start. Now, the headset on this bike, the original OEM headset, is made by Acros. After I started working with the bike and getting some of the other creaks and noises out of the way, which I've pretty much solved, one started to creep up that was concerning. It's a knocking or snapping that was coming from the headset area, and it wasn't really clear what was causing it. I eventually found it with the help of YT and some local bike shops, and we narrowed it down to the lower part of the headset. Now, what you're seeing here now is a new headset. When I finally realized what the cause of the sound was, I was in conversations with YT, the YT mill down in Southern California, and they're very helpful. They really wanted to find out what the problem was for me, but they couldn't do it remotely, obviously. So I had local bike shop look at the bike, and we found that it was coming from the lower part of the headset. So YT offered to send me a new headset, and I accepted, got the headset. They paid to have a local bike shop replace it. The new headset was put in, and it did not solve the problem. So I called YT again. This time they said, hey, why don't you send it back to us? Well, I wasn't really looking forward to going through the whole process of boxing the bike up, getting it on a truck, having it sent down there, having them look at it, having them bring it back. Had enough problems just getting it here in the first place. So decided to kind of go it my own. And I chose to replace the headset with something different than what YT puts on it. And from everything I'd heard, Chris King was sort of the gold standard in headsets, so I chose a Chris King headset. Bike shop here in town, in Truckee where I live, Paco's, replaced the headset, and as soon as I got it back, I could tell that problem was gone. So the problem was with the headset. Now, when I chose the Chris King headset, and no matter what headset I would have chosen, it did not come with a locking mechanism for the front fork. So that's one of the reasons that YT, and they will not pay for an aftermarket part. That's not what they normally put on the bike. But I took the chance, and one of the reasons I took the chance is on this size frame, which is a large, when the fork spins around, it doesn't really hit the frame. It's not the case for the medium and the small, I'm told, so that could be a bigger problem. I had them give me the old headset, and on further inspection of that headset, it was pretty obvious what the problem was. So I'm going to go over to the workbench and show close up what I believe the problem was with that headset. This is the OEM Acros headset that came off of my YT. This is the upper bearing. This is the lower bearing. These two pieces press into the bike frame. So they're pressed in very securely. Each of them has a piece that goes with it. The upper piece has a little shim, goes in the top, that keeps anything from rattling up on the upper part of the fork. And then the lower bearing which you can see inside there, sits on a race. And this race is pressed onto the fork. And then, as I mentioned earlier, this particular headset has this special mechanism, call it a lock block. It's this silver piece in here. It's a separate piece of material that sits inside this bearing outer piece. And the race, then when it twists in, when the fork moves, because it's secured to the fork, it hits that so it can't spin. Problem is this lock block, this little locking mechanism moves. I don't know if you can see that in the video, but it moves. And maybe that wouldn't be a problem if this race fit snugly against the bearing, because you may be able to see there's a surface that's angled on that bearing and there's a surface that's angled on this race, and they're supposed to meet up perfectly so that nothing moves. But that's not the case. You can see it move. You can see the little lock block in there moving as well. And when that happens, when you're riding your bike, it makes a noise. And when it does that on the trail, it sounds a lot louder than that. And it makes it sound like your bike's coming apart. So now I have a fully working bike. It's not that it didn't work before, it just made a big racket. And I do think that over time it would have caused damage to the headset, if not the fork or perhaps the frame. Can't be sure about that, but when you've got that kind of movement, something's eventually going to give. Very happy with the bike now. Looking forward to getting out there without lots of noise on the trail. Thanks for watching, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Join the conversation. Send me your questions, your comments, any ideas on future videos. My next video, I plan to go over a little bit more detail of the Link Glide drivetrain that I put on my Canyon and I'm really happy with. And I really put it to the test here a week or so ago, and I've got some video of that. So I'll share that in my next video. Until then.